So I wanted to take a little bit of time to go over with you what a Genie Plus, individual lightning lanes, and virtual queues, and what that all means at Disney World. So while you are visiting on your vacation at Disney World, if you have a valid park reservation for that day, you have the option of purchasing Disney Genie Plus. And if you look here, I have a map of the Magic Kingdom pulled up, and it shows the wait times for several of the attractions. And it looks like Peter Pan has a 60-minute wait. And that's if you get in the standby line. And anybody can get in the standby line. It's what you think of when you go up to an attraction and you get in line. But several attractions, in fact, quite most of the attractions at the parks have what is called a lightning lane. So if you purchase Disney Genie Plus, this is going to give you the ability to make reservations for lightning lanes. So for Peter Pan, where that wait time is 60 minutes, if you have a lightning lane, it might shorten your wait time to maybe 10 minutes. So here's how you do that. We're going to go down here to the bottom and over to the right where the 3 lines are. We're going to select that, go up to the tip board and go into that. And there are several different ways that you can do this. I'm just showing you the way that I like to do it. I know for one, you can go down to the plus and go into Genie Day and you can do it there. But like I said, this is how I like to do it. So we're going to go up here to purchase for today. And it is going to bring up the different things that you are going to get with Genie Plus. Besides the lightning lane entrance, there are a couple other features that you get with it, and this describes them. So we'll go down to the bottom, we're going to select that, and then it brings up the list of parks that it is available at. Now, if you have a park hopper and you're going to be going to 2 different parks that day, you might want to purchase the multiple park option. Now, this is only if you are going to multiple parks in one day. If you are just going to the Magic Kingdom, then you're going to purchase the Magic Kingdom. So you don't want to do multiple parks if you only have a base ticket. Remember, this is for each day. So you're going to select the Magic Kingdom, and then you're going to go to the bottom of this screen. Sorry about that. That didn't do what I wanted it to do. And then it's going to show you who is eligible that you can select for. You select those people and then it asks you to confirm. I'm going to go ahead and back out of that because I don't actually want to purchase Genie Plus for today. But once you have purchased it, it's going to tell you it's purchased. You can go in and make that first selection. Now you can do this anytime in the morning, but at 7 a.m. you're going to be able to go in and make your first reservation. So I want to go ahead and go down here on the Magic Kingdom, and we're going to let's go down to Peter Pan and look at that attraction and see what the time is for the lightning lane. So if you look, it's a 60-minute standby line, but there's also this 3:25 option that you can make a reservation for. So right now, I'm in Central Time, it's 1:20, it is 2:20 in Florida. So in about an hour, you could go up to Peter Pan and you could ride this attraction with very little wait by making that reservation. So at 7 a.m. in the morning, you can go in and look at the different attractions and you can make your first selection. So if you look at some of these attractions, like if you saw in the wait time, like Winnie the Pooh only has a 20-minute wait. The Magic Carpets of Aladdin only has a 5-minute wait. You might not want to do a Genie Plus reservation for that attraction because 5 minutes is essentially no wait. So, but at 7 a.m., you can go in and do your first one. And you're going to want to do some of those more popular attractions that I will have sent to you, giving you a highlight of what those are. So at 7 a.m., you pick your first one, and let's say we're going to do Jungle Cruise because we happen to be on that one. And your return time should be much earlier. It should be closer to when the park opens. So Jungle Cruise, you're going to make that reservation, and it gives you an hour that you can go back and experience it. So This time says 3:40. So anywhere between 3:40 and 4:40, I can go to the Jungle Cruise. I will scan my magic band or my card and enter the lightning lane for this attraction. Now, as soon as you have scanned your card, you can go ahead and you can go and into the app and you can make another reservation. You don't have to wait until that hour is up. You are only allowed to have one Genie Plus Lightning Lane reservation at a time, with the exception of if you go in and make your reservation at 7 a.m. or any time really, and the return time is more than 2 hours away. So let's just say it's 7 a.m. and we're going to do Jungle Cruise because we have to ride Jungle Cruise. Well, then we pick that 3:40 time, and that's a good chunk of our day that we're not going to be able to take advantage of Genie Plus. So the exception to having to wait until you use one is that you can go in 2 hours after you've made one. First thing in the morning, it's going to be 2 hours after the park opens. So if the park opens at 8, you would be able to make another Genie Plus reservation at 10 a.m. This is a good tip for anyone who is not going to go to the park in the morning and just wants to go in the afternoon. You can start making them for the afternoon and every 2 hours make another one. So when you get to the park in the afternoon, you have a good chunk of your reservations made for the afternoon and evening. Also, if there are some attractions that you absolutely must do, like Slinky Dog Dash is an extremely popular one that you'll find throughout the day. It goes quicker. You're going to run out of available times, so you might be at 7 a.m. booking a time that is into the afternoon. So with those, that is when you would use the rule that you can do one 2 hours later. But up here at the top, it is actually going to show you where you can what your next time is, all the way at the top. If you're up here, it will give you a little message and say you can do your next Genie Plus reservation. Now, you are allowed to do each attraction one time. You are not guaranteed to be able to make reservations for every attraction or any, even they're not going to guarantee that you're absolutely going to get every attraction that you want. So if you had a reservation for Jungle Cruise and you decide, you know what, we did the standby line and we no longer need this, you should go ahead and cancel the one that you don't need. Then if you decide later that you want to use a Genie Plus reservation, then you have that ability to go in and make a reservation for Jungle Cruise. But if you don't cancel it, that is your one entitlement for that attraction for that day. If you look here at the Astro Orbiter compared to the Barnstormer, you'll see that the standby lines, they both have that, but only the Barnstormer has the LL Disney Genie Plus. And that is because the Astro Orbiter does not offer a lightning lane. So for that reason, it doesn't show that. There will be attractions that will fill up and you will not be able to get a Genie Plus reservation. And if that's the case, I mean, it will say that it's no longer available. And they do sell out. So, or fill up. So the rides that you really want to do and the busier rides, you need to make sure you take advantage and reserve those earlier instead of later. So I'm just going to scroll down to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because at each park there is an attraction, if not two, that is excluded from the Disney Genie Plus. It has a lightning lane, but it does not have, you can't make a reservation. So if you look here, it says LL Individual Lightning Lane, where Space Mountain has LL Disney Genie Plus. And if you look over here to the right where I have the cursor, it shows you that you can purchase that individual lightning lane for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train for $10. And that is $10 a person. For this attraction, if you want to take advantage of the lightning lane, you are going to have to purchase the individual lightning lane. Your alternative to that is to wait in the standby line. And if you choose to do the standby line, then Seven Dwarfs Mine Train needs to be something that you do earlier in your day, or you're going to wait longer. Now, this video is being made in September. and it's a slower time at the parks, you're going to find that at peak times that 50 minutes really isn't all that bad, but the attractions can be well over an hour and a half to 2 hours. So you need to take that into consideration. 50 minutes might not be so bad to stand in line, but an hour and a half to 2 hours is. So you want to prioritize, make Seven Dwarfs Mine Train something that you do first thing in the morning, or go ahead and purchase that lightning lane. So we have talked about Genie Plus. We've talked about individual lightning lanes. Now we're going to do one last thing, and that is to go down here to Tron, and we're going to talk about how Tron and then Guardians of the Galaxy over at Epcot work. If you look here, there's an extra line here, and Tron has a standby line, it has a virtual queue, and it has an individual lightning lane that is available to purchase for $20 per guest. So the standby line says it is not currently offered. That does not mean that that line is too full. It is not currently an option to ride this attraction. You are either going to join the virtual queue or you're going to pay for the individual lightning lane. But that virtual queue is limited to so many guests. So first thing in the morning at 7 a.m., and not at 7:05, exactly at 7 a.m., you need to go into your app and go into your virtual queues and join the virtual queue for Tron. If that's what you want to do, you will be assigned a number, and then you have, it tells you that your number is up, and it kind of says an approximate time of when it's going to be your turn, and how many hours, so you can kind of plan your day. And when your time is available, you have an hour to get there. And once you get there, you enter the virtual queue, and you are going to wait in the virtual queue line compared to the individual lightning lane. The virtual queue, it's kind of like the standby line in lengthwise. I did this a couple weeks ago, and once we got to our virtual queue, we waited about an hour to ride the ride, where the individual lightning lane was going much, much quicker. So the virtual queue doesn't cost you anything, but it's also going to take longer. Now, if you don't get in at 7 a.m., when it opens up, they do open it up again at 1 p.m. And you are only allowed to do the one virtual queue. So you have to be in the park to be able to make that reservation. If you hop over to another park and it's still available, which it typically isn't, but if there's lower crowds, then you can join virtual queues like for Guardians of the Galaxy. But you have to be in the park to do that. So while I said that Disney Genie Plus, you can only have one reservation at a time, with the exception of that 2-hour rule. The individual lightning lane does not affect your Genie Plus reservations. So it's kind of separate. Same with the virtual queue. It is not going to affect your ability to make reservations for Disney Genie Plus. Now, one thing that's different with that individual lightning lane is it's like purchasing a concert ticket. Once you purchase that ticket, it is yours. You don't get a refund. You can't return it. And it is for that particular attraction or that particular concert on that particular day. So you can't decide that, I just bought a ticket for Taylor Swift in Miami, and instead I think that I'm going to go see Bon Jovi in Minneapolis. You can't use that same ticket to do something like that. So you purchase that individual lightning lane, that ticket is yours for that particular attraction on that particular day. Otherwise, I think this is pretty much a good overview of how this all works. If you do purchase Genie Plus, you don't have to purchase it for everyone in your party. So if you have some people that don't ride attractions, you can just not purchase it for them. And I'm going to hop over here real quick. I know this video is getting a little bit long, but I do want to show you where you can go up here and you can change your park. And we're going to change over to Hollywood Studios because I just want to show you that Slinky Dog Dash. And how I told you that one typically will fill up. So we're going to hope that is the case today, so I can show you what I wanted to show you. Nope, it is still available. So this one, if you look, standby line 70 minutes. But again, the park times are The wait times are slower because it's a slower time, so it does still show available. But when this Genie Plus shows as unavailable, it means they're gone for the day. It doesn't mean the ride is down. So if you do see the attraction where it says where both the standby and the Genie Plus are unavailable, that is a good indication that there might be some weather and the attraction is down, or they're having some technical difficulties. And a good way to check that is to look at the other outdoor attractions, and see if they are also currently not running. So if you have any questions about how any of this works, please let me know. You are going to be using the My Disney Experience app while you are at Disney World. Again, you will purchase this every day that you have a park reservation if you choose to do so. You do not have to purchase it if you don't think you're going to need it for a particular day. Magic Kingdom is a great day to use it, because there's a lot of attractions. So it's just up to you if you think that there is value in purchasing it. So if you didn't have some of your questions answered in this video, please reach out to me and we can go over them in more detail.